Strong people don't always feel confident. In fact, they often feel lost first. Not because they're weak, but because they're growing beyond who they used to be. This confusion is not a mistake. It's part of the process. When you outgrow your old life, clarity disappears before it returns. You no longer fit where you were. But you haven't arrived where you're going. That space feels uncomfortable, lonely, heavy. Most people quit here. Strong people question themselves. They reflect. They feel deeply. That's why this phase hits them harder. But confusion doesn't mean you're failing. It means your identity is changing. If you feel lost right now, don't rush to escape it. Sit with it. Learn from it. Because clarity doesn't come first. Strength does. If you've made it this far, stay with me a little longer, because this is where the real message begins. Strong people don't break loudly. They don't collapse in front of the world. They don't announce their pain. They question themselves, silently. They replay conversations in their head. They recheck decisions that everyone else has already forgotten. They sit alone with thoughts most people run from. And that's why this phase hits them harder. Because strength doesn't mean numbness. Strength means feeling everything, and still choosing to stand. When a strong person feels lost, it doesn't look dramatic from the outside. There's no chaos, no visible destruction. But inside, something is shifting. Beliefs that once felt solid begin to crack. Goals that once felt clear start to feel empty. The version of you that survived so much no longer fits who you are becoming. And that confusion, that quiet, uncomfortable confusion, is misunderstood. People call it weakness. They say you're overthinking. They tell you to just be positive, to move on, to stop complicating things. But they don't see what's really happening. You're not failing. You're rebuilding. Confusion isn't a sign that you're lost forever. It's a sign that your old identity is no longer enough. Strong people don't grow in moments of certainty. They grow in moments where nothing makes sense. This is the part no one warns you about. Growth doesn't feel like motivation. It feels like standing between who you were and who you're not yet ready to become. You wake up tired, not physically, but mentally. You do the right things, but they don't give the same satisfaction. You achieve things, but they don't feel like home anymore. And slowly, a question appears. Who am I becoming? That question is heavy, because it doesn't have an immediate answer. And most people don't sit with questions. They escape them. They distract themselves. They numb themselves. They jump into noise just to avoid silence. But strong people do something different. They sit with it. They allow the discomfort to exist. They let the confusion speak. They listen, even when the truth is unsettling. That's why this phase hurts. Because reflection is painful. Self-awareness is exhausting. Growth requires honesty, and honesty is not gentle. You start noticing patterns. Why certain relationships drained you. Why certain dreams no longer excite you. Why you kept proving yourself to people who never really saw you. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's when loneliness increases. Not because you have no one, but because fewer people understand you now. You're not better than them. You're just changing. And change creates distance. This is where many strong people doubt themselves. They ask, am I doing something wrong? Why does everything feel unclear? Why can't I just go back to how things were? But the truth is, you can't go back, not because you failed, but because you outgrew something. And outgrowing hurts. It feels like losing stability. Like standing on ground that's still forming beneath your feet. But here's what most people never realize. Clarity does not come first. Strength does. Clarity is the reward. Strength is the process. Before things make sense, you must become strong enough to hold the truth. Before direction appears, you must survive uncertainty. Before peace arrives, you must learn to sit with discomfort. That's why this phase exists. Not to punish you, not to break you, but to prepare you. You are learning boundaries. You are learning discernment. You are learning to trust yourself, even when no one else understands your silence. And yes, some days you will feel lost. Some days you'll question everything you've built. Some nights you'll feel like you're standing still while the world moves on. But stillness is not stagnation. Stillness is integration. It's the moment where your mind, your values, and your future start aligning, quietly. So if you feel lost right now, don't rush to escape it. Don't label it as failure. Don't shame yourself for feeling deeply. Sit with it. Learn from it. Ask the hard questions, and allow the answers to come slowly. Because this phase is not about speed. It's about depth. And depth always takes time. One day, without warning, clarity will arrive, not as excitement, but as calm. Not as loud confidence, but as quiet knowing. You won't feel the need to explain yourself. You won't feel the urge to prove anything. You'll simply move forward, grounded, steady, and unshaken. Because you didn't escape confusion. You walked through it, and that is where real strength is born.